Have you ever noticed how some of the most frustrating seasons of your life, the ones where every door seems to slam shut at once, actually feel strangely intentional? We've all been taught that an open door is a sign of favor and a closed door is a sign of failure. We're told that if we work hard enough, pray hard enough, and push hard enough, the path will eventually smooth itself out. But what if the smoothness of the path isn't actually the goal? What if the very things you're fighting to keep under control are the things God is trying to clear away so you can finally see where you're going? It's a heavy realization to come to, but sometimes you can succeed at everything you've set out to do and still find yourself completely outside of the life you were actually meant to live. We've all been there, white-knuckling our way through a plan, forcing a career move, or holding onto a relationship because we're terrified of what happens if we let go. We treat God like a consultant rather than a guide. We come to Him with our blueprints already drawn up, asking Him to sign off on the bottom line rather than asking Him to hold the pen. But there is a specific kind of shift that happens when you stop driving and start following. It usually starts with a loss of control, and for most of us, that's the scariest part. You might be in a place right now where the strategies that used to work for you have suddenly stopped producing results. The backup plans you spent months building are quietly falling apart. You're doing the work, you're showing up, but the momentum just isn't there anymore. It feels like you're failing, but I want you to consider that you're actually being realigned. There's a profound difference between a path that is blocked and a path that is being narrowed. Think about how much energy we spend trying to keep every option on the table. We want the safety of the known and the promise of the new at the same time. But a crowded life makes for a divided heart. If you feel like your world is getting smaller, like your choices are being restricted and your circle is thinning out, it's not because you're being punished. It's because it's impossible to walk toward a specific destination if you're still trying to keep a foot in every other direction. When God narrows your path, He isn't trying to box you in. He's trying to give you clarity. He's removing the distractions that look like opportunities so you can finally focus on the one thing that actually matters. You might start feeling a strange sense of conviction about things that never used to bother you. Maybe you're sitting in a room with people you've known for years, and suddenly the conversation feels empty. Maybe habits that used to be your escape now feel like a heavy weight you're tired of carrying. You haven't suddenly become too religious or too intense. It's just that your spirit has moved ahead of your old life. You can't find comfort in the things you've outgrown. That discomfort you feel? That's not guilt. It's guidance. It's the internal nudge telling you that where you are is no longer where you're supposed to stay. The most beautiful part of this process is that your desires begin to change without you even trying to change them. You didn't have to force yourself to stop wanting the things that used to consume you. The hustle doesn't taste the same. The need for external validation doesn't pull at you the way it once did. Instead, you find yourself drawn to things you never thought you'd care about. You start craving peace over power. You start valuing presence over prestige. This is what it looks like when your heart is being reshaped from the inside out. You aren't forcing yourself to be good. You're simply finding that obedience is starting to feel more natural than rebellion. Now, I won't tell you that this transition is easy. Following a path that isn't yours to steer is expensive. It will cost you. It might cost you the approval of people who only liked the version of you they could control. It might cost you a sure thing that offered comfort, but no growth. There is an inherent price to pay when you decide that you'd rather be in the middle of a storm with a purpose than on a calm sea with no direction. We often think that if something is from God, it will be easy and free. But real destiny is never built on what's cheap. If it's costing you your comfort or your ego, that's usually a confirmation that you're finally on the right track. The world tells us that peace is what happens when everything is settled, when the bank account is full, and when the 5-year plan is locked in. But the kind of peace that comes from alignment is different. It's a peace that exists before the outcome is even visible. It's that quiet, settled feeling in your chest that says, I don't know how this ends, but I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. It's a calm that doesn't make sense to your logic. You might be looking at a future that is completely unclear, yet you feel more steady than you did when you thought you had it all figured out. That's because your peace is no longer tied to your ability to control the wind. It's tied to the one who owns the sea. As you walk this out, you'll notice something else. Your life starts producing fruit that you didn't even plant. People around you might start changing just by being in your presence. Your words start to carry a weight they didn't have before. Not because you're trying to be an influencer or a leader, but because you're simply being obedient. When you're on your own path, the results point back to your talent and your effort. But when you're on the path meant for you, the results point to something much bigger. You become a vessel for peace, for healing, and for a clarity that helps others find their own way. So, I want to ask you to be honest with yourself for a moment. Are you brave enough to keep going, even if the path costs you your sense of control? Are you willing to trade the perfect plan you made for the uncertain journey that's being revealed to you? If you're feeling that tug in your heart right now, that sense that things are shifting and it's time to stop fighting the realignment, don't ignore it. There is a version of your life that doesn't require you to force doors open or exhaust yourself trying to stay in charge. It's a life where you move with a steady, quiet confidence, knowing that every closed door was a protection and every narrowed path is a promotion. If this speaks to where you are today, if you're ready to let go of the steering wheel and see where this path actually leads, just take a second to acknowledge that. You can even just say to yourself, or leave a note below, that you're choosing to be aligned. It's a small, private decision to say, I'm choosing the path that was made for me over the one I've been trying to make for myself. Stay in this space of reflection. The next step you're asked to take might not make sense to anyone else. And it might not even make sense to your own logic right now. But trust that it makes perfect sense in the grander scheme of why you're here. Would you like me to help you reflect on a specific area where you feel like you're losing control right now, or perhaps find a specific scripture that speaks to the transition you're going through? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. May God bless you and give you a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.